Howdy and welcome to the Garage Workshop. Today I'm going to be doing my salute to routers, tool time reference. I purchased this Bosch router pack kit about 3 months ago, the 1617 EVS PK, and I've enjoyed it. I want to show you what's in it, special features of it, and lastly we'll go do a demonstration and put it together a bit. Might even do a supplementary video. There will be a link at the end for that if you're interested. Okay, so what's included? You get 2 router bases. And you're like, 2? Do I need 2? Why can't I just do 1? 1's fine, 2's better. This is our fixed router base. That means it isn't a plunge router base, basically. So it's got this fixed mount. You can manually adjust its depth, and we got that. Secondly, we got a plunge router. So you're able to dig into your work surface by actually dropping it while the router is turning. So that's the difference. You won't move the router bit when it's turning on this one, but this one, it's built for that purpose, so you can dig into your project. Alright, what else do we get? Get this little Allen tool. This allows us to adjust the height of this router when it's in the upside down position, mounted on a router table, for example. We get 2 Colette chucks. They're 2 because they're different sizes. We got a larger one for the 1/2 inch shank, and then a 1/4 inch shank for this one right here. So you can do 2 different router bit sizes. We also get 2 hot forged wrenches. They're pretty, normal wrenches, but it's great because you got 2 extra wrenches that you can keep with this kit at all times. These are for tightening and loosening the collet, and they're good wrenches. Next, we get some hardware. We get a couple, 3. These are coarse thread bolts, and then 4 fine thread bolts. And those are for mounting a fixed base on a router table. So they really sell you this kit with the thought that you will be mounting this one most likely on a router table and using it there. And I plan on doing that too. I just haven't built my router table yet. Okay, now the thing you've probably been waiting for. This is the Bosch motor. This is the heart and soul, the organs to these router bases. Everything's in here. This is a beast. 2 1/4 horsepower, 8,000 to 25,000 RPMs. I just want to say, but I probably can't. That's probably trademarked Tim Allen. So there you go. Don't use that. That'll have to get cut out of this take. Anyways, this is a beast, and it powers this really well. Now let's take a look at some of the, almost forgot, you get a case. Pretty much every tool these days comes with a case. Some are useful, some aren't. If you're a job site person, this is huge. It's great to throw it into a truck and have it protected. I still store mine in there underneath the workbench. Takes up a little extra space, but what are you gonna do? Okay, moving on. Special features. I can't memorize all the special features, so I'm going to cheat and look at the box while we're doing this. Okay, it talks about the fixed base. So it's talking about versatility. That's the first thing it says here. Designed for upright use and inverted use on a router table with adjustment above the router table. So that's saying that you can use this to adjust the fixed base router height from above the table. So that's one of their highlighted features. I haven't been able to take advantage of that yet, but I hope to soon. Let's see, we also have the microfine bit depth adjustment system. So you want to adjust your bit and you want it to go up 1/100 of an inch or 1/10 of an inch. You really want it to move at small increments. This tool right here is going to give you the ability to do that. It moves it slowly. We also have the same thing on the plunge router in a different way. It comes with this gauge, a stop block, So you can set your 0, you can set the max depth you want, and you can hit that, and it gives you the precision that you want. And this is helpful when you're cutting to a precise depth and you don't want to go anything further, and it gets you there really easily. Okay, the third main special feature, tool-free conversion. Quick clamp system allows the motor to be moved easily from base to base. And that is true. This goes in there simply. You just line up your arrow with this arrow, ensure that this lever is open, and you drop it there, twist it clockwise, and it clicks in to the first of a notch system that we'll talk about later. But now it's secured when we close that lever, and we've got our router in there. Alright, let's see. Now it talks about some not so special features, but features of this product set. Variable speed dial, and this is cool. Like I said, this is 8,000 to 25,000 RPMs. And right here on the motor, we have a dial. It has 6 speeds there. And so you can set it, 1 being the low speed, about 8,000 RPMs, and 6 being the high at 25,000 RPMs. Okay. Next it has a soft start. And you're like, well, what's the benefit of that? The benefit of that is that all of a sudden you're not going to feel tons of torque, and this thing's not going to want to rip right out of your hand when it gears up to 25,000 RPMs. Boom, I'm saying that number a lot, but it's true. That's what it is. Okay. Constant response circuitry. So built into this motor is electronics that help it maintain the RPMs that you desire when cutting through wood. So it senses it's having a little trouble going through this wood. It's going to kick in a few more horsepower, and it's going to bring that RPMs back up to where they're supposed to be in order to cut and do the nice job. Okay, we've got, it's talking about the base being great, a 3-inch or 3 3/4 inch base opening plus 2-inch sub base opening, accepts large bits. So if you're doing larger bit work, then this is useful because it goes all the way up to 3 1/4 if you remove the black sub base. So this is a 2-inch opening, but if you remove this sub base, we've got a 3 3/4 inch opening. Precision centering for the bit. I suppose that has to do with the Collet here. With the motor being perfectly centered, you got a really good balance, so they like that feature. You're able to move the on-off switch from this side, the left side, to the right side. This gives you the option to be able to turn off the motor faster if an emergency happens. Also for comfort. So here, I just reversed it. Now I've got the motor, or the on-off switch on the other side. So whatever you think you're going to reach for faster to turn it off in case, you know, somebody gets hair stuck in it, it runs away. Okay, classic hardwood handles, which is an aesthetic I liked. You're working on wood, do you really want to be holding plastic all day? Nah, you like to hold wood. So the classic handles are a nice touch. 1-piece armature shaft for accuracy and long bit shank capacity, which is great, it's true. So there's a deep hole there. And it's not just this isn't all your shank has to bite on. It'll go through there, and this can grab really close to the bit. And threaded holes for mounting router to table. So you got the 4-hole Bosch and then the 3-hole Common. So those are the features. Let's go ahead and set this up. Now you can adjust, well, let me grab right here. I have a router bit set I purchased. I purchased a 1/4 inch shank set because it was inexpensive. I just wanted a variety of router bits right off the bat. But I'm going to use this one. This is the 5/8 straight. And I'm going to want to put it in there. So obviously if I'm got a 1/4 inch shank, I'll leave the 1/2 inch on the table and I'll use the 1/4 inch right here. And here, I forgot to mention, but these do come with shields. One of the included features I forgot to mention, or items. You can take that shield off, and now you can access the shank to be able to put the collet on. And then on the plunge router, it has that shield just flips right down. But because it's easier to see, I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the base right here. So I'm going to do this upside down, not that it really matters. I'll took the base off, and I could put the collet on just with the fingers is good to get it down there. Now when we're putting the shank on, you want to put it on so there's between an 1/8 and 1/4 inch of shank exposed. You want to make sure you have 5/8 of the shank in the collet if it's a short shank. Okay. Now I take the 16 millimeter and we can put that on the shaft right here. Has a little notch opening for that. And then the 24 goes on the collet nut. And we squeeze those together, doing clockwise, obviously, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And we want to get it really tight like that. Another good way to squeeze them is getting them close like that. It's you're less prone to injury when you do it that way, especially when loosening. Alright, we have our router bit in there. Now we can mount it in, say, our plunge router. Like I said, we line up those arrows, and then we twist to the right. Something's stuck. I forgot to unlock it. Now with it unlocked, it'll drop into place. With the fixed, or the plunge router, you want it to drop all the way down in order to lock it. This one has a coarse height adjustment, 3 different notches that allow you to quickly move it down deeper or pull it out. And then you got the fine coarse to fine tune it, obviously. Okay, with it locked in place, let's go ahead and cut some wood. Have a fresh piece of pine down, and I just wrote Bruce in letters on this board. So now we're ready to cut it out. I changed my bit from a 5/8 to about just over a 1/4 inch, and that'll allow me to get inside the letters a little better. Let's see how I do. By the way, this is my first attempt at freehand routing, so we'll go ahead and just let you guys see it. I will not edit it, I promise. Very good. It smells like sawdust in here, and breathes like sawdust. Routers give off an enormous amount of dust, particles, so make sure you wear those eyes, ears, and mouth guards. But I think it turned out pretty good. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to cut it out and give it to Bruce. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like, subscribe. Tell me what your thoughts are. If there's any questions you have about this router that I might be able to answer, I do think it's a buy.